In a world where communication is more accessible than ever, why is it that so many people struggle with feeling disconnected and lonely? And how can choosing connection help them rediscover the strength in human connection?
That's a great question. I think at the end of the day, there's parts of our brain that absorb data, that are designed to filter data, to think long term, to think about complex issues. And there's parts of our brain that scan the environment and say, am I safe right now? And I can text my wife 100 times a day. I love you. I love you. I love you. You're beautiful. I love you. I can give her 100 bits of data. But as the old stat goes, I still can't find a study that backs this up, but it's fun to repeat because it makes my point for me that 70 to 90% of communication is nonverbal. When I text her, I love her all day. She gets that data, she gets that info, but that does not give peace to her body, to her nervous system. Her shoulders don't drop. Her shoulders drop when I walk in the front door and I smile and say, hey, what's up? And I've picked up my underwear and I don't just throw my shoes on the floor, and I give her a hug before the kids come in and start hollering at everything. That's what connection is. And so we're communicating like crazy, but we're just simply not connecting, and our bodies are screaming at us. And what does that mean? That means I've got to be intentional in a world where our calendars are madhouses to put down a phone, and I got to sit at a table with real people and have real conversations. And that means I'm going to look across and be like, oh, you vote like that, but I like you. And we're all going to go, yeah, that's true. As opposed to you vote like that, I hate you, which is easy to do when you're on a keyboard. And choosing connection means you got to choose to be awkward. You have to choose to be uncomfortable sometimes. You have to choose to not get your way all the time. You have to choose to see the best in people. You have to choose to tell the truth. A mentor of mine, as a psychologist in Texas, Dr. Richard Beck, said, he posed a question that's just haunted me. He said, what would happen if you were never allowed to move? What conversations would you have at your local schools, in your neighborhood, at your local churches, if you could never move? And I was like, oh man, everything would be different. Because now if my church just makes me mad, I just go to a new one. If my kid's school is bad, I just pull them out and go to the one down the street. What if we had to actually have human interaction? And so I think that's a cornerstone of not being anxious.